Welcome back to the Ear Motel. Thank you for staying and listening. Now, today is a very special episode. We're lucky enough to have on an absolute talent of basketball, but also an all-round good bloke, and that is Tyler Rudolph. Thanks for coming on today, man. How are you?
Hey, thanks for having me, boys. I'm just excited to be here, get to talk to you guys a little bit, and
There's
have
that
a little fun.
There's that American accent it for you, eh?
Certainly is, certainly is.
So yeah, we portray ourselves as like two Aussie blokes on the couch, but like today we've got a yank on Zach. What do you reckon about that?
Yeah, well, I was just thinking, like, people who might watch this over in America, are you going to sound normal to them? And then we sound weird?
We're the weird ones.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. Like, being in America, I was like, oh, I don't have an accent. Get
Yeah.
over here, and I just feel like I'm speaking a foreign language to people. And yeah, so people watching in America, they'll be like, oh, those two have an accent. And I sound completely normal to everyone else.
Yeah. So we've just wrapped up your season here in Australia, the NBL One South, and you've collected some hardware along the way. You've won the team MVP, and you've finished top 5 in the league. Some would say snubbed for the MVP. How do you think your season went in general?
I thought it was great. You know, coming into it, I wasn't really sure what to expect, and coming back playing basketball again was awesome. And I thought it went really well. And obviously, the individual awards are great, but I mean, I wish we could have had a little more team success towards the end of the year. But still, I thought it was an overall great year, and I'm just looking forward to much more.
Where'd you end up finishing up?
We finished, I think, 9th or 10th.
Yeah, it was
if
not
we
bad.
would have won our last game, we would have made the finals.
The Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And you reckon you would have went all right in the finals?
I
Or-
think so. I mean, once you get in, I think it's
Yeah, you play a
anyone's
bit
game.
harder.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's top 8 teams, and anyone has a chance. So, but-
Were you close in the games that you lost?
yeah, I know we had a couple that lost by just a few points, and our last game lost
Sucks.
by 6. So
Yeah.
it's tough, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, it happens.
So you said you had a little bit of a time off there, like, and where did you played in Spain?
Yep.
Was it? Yeah.
Yep.
So how did Spain compare to playing in Australia?
It's definitely different, but I think competition levels are very similar. I
Yeah.
think it's competitive, and it's a little more full on when you're over there. When you're over there, you're training once or twice every single day,
Yeah.
and then you play once on the weekends. Whereas here, you know, we're just
We got
Tuesday,
two-
Thursday,
yeah.
and then you play probably 2 games on the weekend. So it seems
Yeah.
like you're a little more full on with practicing, whereas here you just getting a bunch of games in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah, right.
So, but levels of competition, I think it's similar. You get a lot of good guys playing. It's just a little more full on.
Do you have a preference in terms
Yeah.
of you'd rather play 2 games a week than the one? Or
Sometimes I like playing 2 games a week because whether you win or lose, you get another chance just to play right away.
yeah,
But sometimes it's nice just having that full week of practice than just one game,
Yeah.
and then you get time off after that. Instead of like if your body's pretty beat up, that second day can be pretty rough. But
do you feel like you? Sorry,
No, you
I
go.
was like just wondering. Do you feel like you improve more when having more training, like throughout the week? Like you're saying, you were training like once or twice each day, or do you think you find more skills playing more like 2 games a week?
I think it depends on the person, to be honest, because when you're over here, like for me coming over here, it gives me more free time to do stuff on my own. So you can use it to your advantage, or you could not do anything at all and just train those 2 days a week and just go into the game. So I think it's nice because then those Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays when we don't train, I can go in and kind of do my own stuff,
Yeah.
have my own hours whenever I want to do that. So I thought the freedom to do that's kind of great. Whereas over in Europe, you're not really going in and doing a bunch of extra stuff because you have so much training with the team the way it is. So,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Yeah, because I work at the stadium, so yeah, I see you putting in that work and getting your hours in, and yeah, it was a good season that you had, and it was a pleasure to watch.
Hey, well, I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
Do you want to talk a little bit about like your high school to college to now professional? Just
Yeah.
a bit about your story, like
Yeah, it's definitely a little different than being out here in Australia.
Yeah.
You guys for basketball, you're usually part of a club team
Yeah.
and do that way. Whereas back in the States, it's really big on the schools. So
Yeah.
growing up in high school, everyone that's the big thing. And where I grew up, you play 3 sports.
Yeah.
So I was playing American football, I was doing basketball, and then I was doing track in the spring. So it's like you go season by season.
Yeah.
But I always knew basketball is the one I liked and probably the one I was the best at. So I was like, I'm gonna stick with that. And then going through high school, I was about 6'2" as a sophomore, and then grew to 6'6" over that summer. So then I started to play a little more forward, a little more center, and
Yeah.
that's when the the recruitment kind of happened. And
Right.
for me though, I only had one Division II offer coming out of high school. So
And that was Minnow State?
yeah, that was so Minot State in North Dakota. So I stayed home or stayed pretty close to home and went there and played 4 years there and really enjoyed it. Like it was a eye-opening experience, but it was great. I enjoyed all 4 years there and got to meet Max Cody. I think my second or third year there.
So he's the point guard for the Miners as well. So they know each other.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yep. So that's kind of part of the reason I'm out here. But anyways, then I had a pretty good college career and kind of was like, I kind of want to, my senior year, I was like, I think I want to try to keep playing when I'm done. So then kind of went through that whole summer when I graduated from college, just you kind of link up with an agent and they kind of do some things for you and you're not really sure what's going on. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we got a spot for you in Spain. And I was like, cool,
right.
let's do it. I'll try to take what I can get. Yeah. So I end up going out there. It's a whole new experience. And
So you talked about playing multiple sports. Because I remember one time we had a shooting practice at the St. Pat's gym, and you were throwing that thing. So what positions did you play in playing football?
Yeah, so I all the way up until my senior year, I was a quarterback. So that's why I throw in the football. Like that's what I did. Like growing up.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Throwing dimes.
And I think that's just like
bombs.
Yeah.
I think it's just a thing. Growing up as a kid, we would just like as you guys play footy and stuff, we'd do American football, and you're just throwing a football all over the place.
Yeah.
So that's
where
like
we kick it or handball it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just growing up, whether in the backyard with my brother, my dad. We just you're always throwing a football.
Yeah. How many family members do you have?
I have a younger brother and a younger sister.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are they back over there?
Yep, they are. They're both living in Fargo, North Dakota, so just like 2.5 hours from where I was from.
They doing anything with sport?
No, my brother, he played college basketball for about 2-3 years, and then now he's done and just working away. And my sister's finishing up her like last couple years in college right now.
Oh yeah.
So, yep.
This might sound really stupid, but what position do you play in basketball?
I played the center this year.
The center.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. How tall are you?
6'6". So it's probably a little small to be the center, but I'd say around power forward or center.
I reckon you'd do a better job than me.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
I have to see you out there to see now.
He plays domestic basketball and he hits a few trays.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
No, last week I may have hit 4, but that was like what I hit for the whole season.
And this week he's hit 4.
0.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Keep shooting them.
Yeah.
Shoot.
That's right.
So you're heading back soon, right?
Yep. I head back on the 23rd.
23rd.
So Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you excited to go home?
I am. It's been great out here, and I've loved it out here. But it's gonna be awesome to get back, see friends and family, kind of hang out with people, and have a good little off season. So.
Yeah. And you have a dog, right?
I do have a dog. I got a.
What's it? Is it a he?
It's a he. His name's Sully, and he's a golden retriever and a poodle.
Yeah.
And he's got 3 legs.
3 legs.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got 3 legs.
Was he born with 3 legs, or
No, he lost it when he was a puppy.
That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah.
That's
But no, he gets around great. It's crazy. Yeah, it's
That's
wild.
good.
It's cool though.
Now, in high school, were you like? Because you're like here in Australia, like you said, we play through clubs and that.
Yeah.
And when Australians think of like high school basketball, we think of like the movie High School Musical.
Yep. Yep.
Do we?
Yep.
Oh,
Well, that's what I think of.
all right.
Yeah.
So were you like the guy?
Yeah.
Would you say?
I would say probably. Like it's different being in when you're from a smaller like state or smaller cities. Usually you don't have a bunch of guys go on to play college basketball.
Yeah.
Whereas you look at bigger states, they have
Heaps
probably
of
guys that might have a couple NBA guys on a high school team, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But then where I'm from, like the high school I went to, Century High School, I was just blessed because we had like 5 or 6 of us that ended up trying to go play college basketball. So it was great. But yeah, usually like when you're on a team like that, there's usually just like 1 or 2 guys. So that's kind of how it works. Yeah.
And when did you know like basketball was gonna be like? You could take this to the next level and make this a job. Like,
that's the weird thing. I wasn't really sure about it until I had some success in college.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just really loving this, so I'm gonna try. I didn't know if it was gonna be a career path for me, but I was like, I would regret not giving it a chance.
Do you remember your stats during college?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. So I think
like your or
My-
yearly stats or your
yeah.
whole career?
I think so. In my career, 4 years, I scored 1,987
Yeah.
points. So that was the career. I was the career leader in points and rebounds when I was in college.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep.
For your
for the
division,
school. For the school. Yeah.
For points and rebounds.
Yeah.
And isn't Max the assist?
Yeah, he's the assist. Yeah,
That's pretty
so,
cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. But no, I didn't realize that I wanted to make it a job until once I was in Spain and
Yeah.
I had a little success there. I was like, oh, I kind of want to keep doing this. And obviously, I had some road bumps in between and didn't know I was going to play again after that. And then obviously got here. So
Yeah.
Was that hard playing in Spain?
it was like that's why I've loved coming out here because obviously the language barrier.
Yeah.
I'm able to talk to you guys and talk to people in the community, and there's no confusion.
We can
but
understand you.
When just a little bit, just a little bit. And then when I went over there, it's like I was in a smaller town, so it's not much English speaking.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's like you go out in the town, and I didn't know a whole lot of Spanish, words here or there, but it's like they speak so fast, and I'm trying to understand, and I just it was tough. It was difficult, that's for sure. But no, it was good.
So did you have a English speaking coach?
Yes, he spoke. It was a little broken English, but enough to like run a
Yeah.
practice because we had other guys on the team
You'd
that
hope so.
didn't really speak any Spanish either.
Okay.
So it was nice. Like I could at least talk with those guys and everything like that.
Yeah.
And most of the guys on the team spoke good enough English where we could have
Communicate.
conversations and communicate.
Yeah.
Some guys were a little worse than others, but for the most part, it was cool to see.
But like, cause it's basketball, is it just like you know what people are gonna do? Like you don't need to speak, almost like
yeah, I
because
mean,
you all know basketball.
pretty much. I think
Yeah.
generally, like even when you go through a practice, you wouldn't need to speak like the best English or the best.
Yeah.
You probably don't all need to speak the same language. You can. There's other ways of communicating that
Hey, and
that you know. And once you get
Put
once
your
you
hand
get
up.
Yeah. Over here.
just wave at the
Yeah.
guys pretty much is what you do. But
Just
no,
make a sound.
I think once you get to that level,
Yeah.
guys are smart enough and kind of know
Yeah.
how to play where you really don't need to.
Did your team do all right over there?
It was probably similar to how we were here. I think over there is a little different. You make the playoffs, but they play to move up into the next league, and they
Right.
also do relegation.
Relegation.
So
yeah.
pretty much you're trying not to get demoted, but you also want to try to move up to the next one. So
Yeah.
it's a little different.
So you had obviously a successful season here at the Miners, and you've now re-signed for 2 years.
Yeah.
Was it an easy decision coming back, or did you have other? Oh, I don't know how much you can say here, but
Yeah.
was there other options that you wanted to pursue, or was it an easy decision?
It was a pretty easy decision. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since I've been out here, it's been great, and community's been awesome. The team was awesome. I know it might not be the exact same team going into next year, and I know that being in professional basketball, but the gym's amazing.
Yeah.
And I know just that once the season ended, like they talked about
Are
it.
you at the Red Center? Or
Yeah.
which gym? Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Red
Well,
Center.
Brad and
Americans
Selkirk.
call gym
Yeah, I
the
know.
courts.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sorry.
the court. So
They
like,
call Red Center the weight room.
yeah,
weight
the weight room. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Right.
But no, it was.
What do we call it? Just basketball courts.
We just
The
got
court.
the court.
I
Yeah.
guess I could have said stadium too. That's,
Yeah, the
makes
stadium
more
probably.
sense. Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Gymnasium.
Yeah, but no, overall, it was pretty easy decision, and I knew probably halfway through the season, I was like, I kind of want to stay out here, and it's
Well, we only got the gymnasium not too long ago.
Yeah, I think it was
Few years ago?
planned in 2019, but then COVID happened, so like it got
yeah.
pushed back heaps and heaps. So,
So if it wasn't up,
I think it was
you
the
would
se-
have
the
been out of here.
second season, no, or the third season maybe that
Oh, really?
it's been open.
Oh, that's
over.
awesome. Well,
So,
it's
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. That's
Very
for
new.
sure.
Very new.
It's
Very
awesome.
So you're heading home soon
Yep.
in a couple of days.
Yep.
For the off season, we ran into each other at the courts the other day, and I see you there with 2 deflated basketballs. He's got 2 deflated basketballs.
Why did he? Why?
He's taking them home.
Yeah, so like last year when
Sorry.
I
I was just getting thirsty.
when I decided I was going to come out here, I
Yeah.
wanted a basketball, and I just never got one sent out to me. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll ask for 2 deflated basketballs, and we're going to try to fit them somewhere, either
In
my
the suitcase.
backpack, my suitcase, something. But
Oh, you
Yeah.
bring them over?
No. He's taking.
I'm going to bring them home now. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
to practice with the same basketballs.
Oh.
Yeah. Because we don't.
Man, this like
We
you're,
don't-
you're on a
thinker.
different level.
He's a thinker.
Bro, you're on a different
Hey,
level. Then.
we don't got those basketballs
Yeah.
in America. We have the same brands, like the
The
Spalding. but-
TF 1000s.
Yeah,
but they're
to
a
buy
bit different.
to buy those ones, I
Yeah.
tried looking online and stuff too, and they
Yeah.
don't really sell those. So
Because what basketball did you use in college?
in
Did you
college, we
use a
used
Wilson?
the Wilson. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think all colleges were sponsored by Wilson. I think
Yeah.
is what it was, and then Spalding in high school.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are
Yeah.
high schools got sponsorships for their jerseys?
Yes and no.
I think it depends
Because,
how
like-
high they are. and
Yeah.
then
Right. That to me, that's crazy. Like some schools are like sponsored by
I think,
Nike.
I think a
and
lot
shit.
of it though, like my high school, was like a partnership.
Yeah, that
I
was the
don't
same
think
as my
it's
college, yeah.
necessarily like
Oh yeah.
we were getting jerseys
not-
for free.
True.
You're just a partnered.
So
Like,
you
I
get,
was Under
so you
Armour.
get
Like,
like
'cause we did
20% off
pu-
shoes
Yes, it's
instead
something
of
like
free
that.
shoes.
Like,
Yeah.
but some schools, you're right. Like big high schools will get just Nike gear and they'll
Yeah.
just get it thrown at them, and it's crazy.
Mm.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. I was just wondering because I think our
Yeah,
school bought like Puma off probably the Puma website or something.
Yeah,
And then
I-
you just I don't
Yeah,
know.
because the college that I went to for a year,
Yeah.
they had like an affiliation with Nike, so like they got like discounted like Nike shoes and stuff like that. They weren't actually like a
Yeah.
sponsor.
And I feel like a majority of high schools and colleges have that similar, especially lower level. Like D1, you're gonna probably get like maybe a little more stuff for free and thrown at you
You'd
or
hope so.
stuff like that. But lower level, it's usually just a partnership deal.
Yeah,
Mm. What happens to people that play D1 basketball but then like never actually get on the court? Do they like go?
was your
to-
goal to make D1 out of high school or like?
I think so. I didn't really. It was kind of in high school too. I didn't really know what I was, what my plan was like. And then we started playing. So our big thing for wanting to play college basketball is you play the AAU summer circuits. So
yeah.
like everyone, if you want to play, it's just a bunch of in the summer. So the months of, in the spring it starts. So like April and then May and then June, July is the big ones. But you
Yeah.
play in these basketball tournaments and college coaches come watch you play.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how you make it. So I guess
Yeah.
once I had some success there, I was like, oh, maybe I can go play college. But I never really was like, I think every kid wants to play Division I basketball in America if you're playing. So it would have been great, but I wasn't really like sad if it didn't happen.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
just grateful to play. So
What were you
I
saying?
asked, so for people that make it to Div 1, but
Yep.
then there's obviously going to be bench warmers in Div 1 as well.
100%.
Do those people try to go through options like what you've done, like go either overseas or something if they can't obviously make it to like be
NBA
seen
or
on the
something.
court in Div 1 and then obviously try to make NBA
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah, I think it all depends on the guy. I think some of those guys will stick it out and stay on that team and
Yeah.
try to go the overseas route and go try to play over there. And it, I mean, not gonna lie, it looks good if you play at a Division I school. Like, you obviously got to have some talent to be there, whether you're playing or not.
Yeah,
Or some guys, if they're not playing, they'll stay a couple years there and then try to go down to maybe a lower level school and
Yeah.
play a
Yeah.
little bit and get some stats up. But yeah, I guess it all depends on the person.
So just before we started, we were talking about a little bit how you're from North Dakota and that, and how does like being out in Australia, being here in Ballarat, well, we call it a country town, but it is fairly big of like 100,000 people. How does that compare back to your hometown?
It's very similar, and that's one thing that I think drew me to wanting to come back here. It was very similar. Not a lot of change for me. It's a country town. The funny thing out here though is everyone's like, "Hey, you got to prepare for the winters out here,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, I didn't even know it's winter yet. Like this is nothing for me. Like when we
Yeah.
back home, it's nothing but snow and
Yeah.
crazy low temperatures. But no, it's been amazing out here, and I think it's very similar, and it hasn't been like a shell shock or anything like that.
Oh, that's good. Because a lot
Yeah.
of people say this place is cold,
Freezing.
freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny though.
Did
yeah.
you get to go up to Queensland with Jack and that? Or
No, I
you
didn't. I didn't make
go?
it up there. No, I heard it's beautiful up there.
Yeah,
though.
you need to go up there.
I know.
Queensland's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good
This
stuff.
man's going over to Bali soon.
Yeah, I'm going to
Ooh.
Bali
That'd be nice.
Oh,
in a
okay.
couple. I think 90 days today, actually.
Oh, wow.
90
so-
days today.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm looking forward to that.
There we go.
I
Really
wanted to
excited.
ask a question. How are we doing on?
No, we're good. We're good.
So now that like basketball is your job, I guess.
Yep.
Does that like has it made your passion for playing like reduced it at all? Like so obviously when you're a kid, you sort of play basketball and you enjoy it and you're having a lot of fun. But now you're sort of it's your job, obviously,
Yeah.
to play basketball.
Yep.
Has that like made you not enjoy it as much at all or not? Or
No, I think I've enjoyed it even more, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I think it's awesome, and I know you have a limited time frame of how long I can play basketball.
that's true.
So I'm trying to take advantage of it as much as I can, and obviously
Yeah.
there's a little more business to it now than like you said when you're
Yeah.
a kid. You just do it for the love of the game, and you don't
Yeah.
really care. You're just out there playing for fun. But yeah, there's added business to it, and sometimes that stuff isn't the most fun, but I
So-
still have the passion for it.
Does it play on your mind in terms of like you have to perform because you're getting paid, or like
Yes and no.
You
I
don't
think
try
it's
to
a
think
little
about it.
different for being like an American import. It might weigh on you a little more because
Yeah.
you know you're not guaranteed
Yeah.
a spot. Like if you're from some of these towns, like you can
Yeah.
probably still be on the team next year. But granted, it weighs on you a little bit. But I think like
you try
if
to
you're
put that aside?
if you're confident in yourself and you know that you've
That's true.
put in some work, I think
Yeah.
you try not to let that be a
Yeah.
huge focus on yourself. So
Preparation builds confidence.
yeah.
Is that what they say?
Oh no, I had it one time.
Sounds good. It sounds good.
Quote that.
Yeah.
Quote it. All right.
Yeah, because you definitely did perform this year to be able to be confident.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I guess if you've made it this far, like you're obviously not
Yeah.
a chump. Like
Yeah,
you know how to
chump.
play basketball.
No, but
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. It is. You're always going to feel a little pressure though,
Yeah.
because I mean, a team is pretty much they're paying for you to come all the way over
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
and if you come here and don't perform, it doesn't look bad
Yeah.
on just
Flick-
you.
flick him off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks bad on the whole organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's also a risk they're taking. So you just are trying to come over, and it's not always about what you can just do on the court. It's just about being a good person and
Yeah.
too, and just trying to
Yeah.
represent the club and the community in the best
Yeah.
way. So
Yeah, and I don't want to speak on behalf of the club or anything here, but because I work in the office there
Yeah.
and stuff, so I can. But you're definitely an unreal person as well as
I appreciate that.
an unreal basketball player. So
I just think that's important.
Yeah.
Like if they're gonna
100%.
take their time to bring me out here, I'm not gonna try to disrespect anyone in any way.
yeah, because
I just appreciate it. So
and I'm not speaking on people in the past, but
Well,
yeah,
speak on someone, man.
Nah,
Stop not speaking on anyone. Start speaking on someone.
No, but there's imports in the past, not just in Ballarat, but other places where Australians think of Americans as cocky and that.
yeah,
So if you find a good person,
Yep.
you want to keep them around, and I'm glad that's what they've done.
no, 100%. And I'm just appreciative to the club. Like,
Do you have what do you think of of Americans? Because obviously you're American,
Yeah,
but do you have a stereotype? Because
Well, what's the
Americans.
stereotypes of Aussies? What's the stereotype of
I think
Aussies?
Americans. My thing coming over was like, all right, they're gonna have giant snakes, giant spiders. Everything's gonna attack you. So my first week over here, all I was doing was looking out for
For
like
spiders.
spiders and
And it's
snakes,
just
like
like-
looking all over the place, and it was like, oh,
Because I
okay,
feel
maybe
like
saw,
that's
one.
what maybe Americans see of Australians is like kangaroos and
Yes.
stuff and like the outback.
Yeah,
100%.
And it's
that's what we
it
see,
really
yeah.
isn't like that.
No,
No. And
No.
then because what we see in Americans is like fast food and
Yeah.
cheeseburgers.
and I
stuff.
think that's partly similar. It just depends where you go.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just like here though. Like you could go somewhere and
look
you
for kangaroos, and you
see
will
a ton
find
of
them.
kangaroos.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could also go somewhere and never see one.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's
No,
just
yeah.
in America too. But I agree. I think the fast food and that stuff, it's definitely fitting over there. Like we have a lot more fast food chains. It's a lot
Yeah.
easier, and I feel like it's way more
Have
accessible.
you found a fast food that you like here, or like compared to how does Macca's here compared to Macca's over there?
So I think that one's probably the most similar.
Oh yeah,
Where I think it's pretty similar, but KFC I've
Yeah,
really
it's
enjoyed.
different, eh?
Really enjoyed
Yeah.
it out
Yeah.
here more than I do.
Yeah,
back home.
right.
It seems like KFC back home is more like
No one goes
really
there.
goes there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
really.
Yeah.
kind of like
I never
lower
went down
on the
the-
list. Yeah,
Yeah.
Where
like,
KFC, well, we had an episode earlier where KFC is like our number one.
it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
everyone told me when I got over
Yeah.
here, they're like, you got to go to KFC.
Get the zinger box.
And I did, and I went, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
way better than in America. It's crazy.
Do you have a favorite fast food here, or
Ooh.
and what's your favorite fast food back in America?
Oh, that's tough. Out here, I'm not really sure. I guess I didn't eat a ton of places out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
went,
you probably shouldn't.
yeah.
if you-
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think.
He's a
I just-
professional
Yeah,
athlete.
I didn't go.
We're not.
Yeah.
But back home for sure, I think Chick-fil-A
Yes.
is
Oh, yeah.
up there, or Raising Cane's.
Yes.
What's
is-
that?
They got the chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders is all
Yeah.
they do is
And
chicken
that fried
tenders.
bread.
They
Yeah, and the
only
fried
do
bread.
chicken tenders.
And
Yeah.
the crinkle cut chips.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they have their
sauce.
cane sauce. Oh,
Oh.
it's unbelievable.
Shit, I'm missing
Unbelievable.
out.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
missing
probably
out.
my favorite.
And Wendy's is now coming to Australia.
Oh, really?
So
Wendy's.
we've got a different type of Wendy's here,
Okay.
where
Yeah.
it's just they just do like ice cream and milkshakes.
I
Oh,
think
really?
they do
But-
a hot dog, maybe
Yeah,
too.
but
I
they're
don't
actually bringing the American Wendy's.
know.
Oh, really?
See,
To
because
Australia.
That's
we
interesting.
got
Yeah.
Carl's Jr. like a while
yeah?
ago, and I mean, sorry, that was bad. That was so bad.
Oh,
Like,
I never really had that.
it
in the
was
States
shocking.
either, though. Yeah,
It
I'm
was
not.
so bad. The
yeah.
sauce and the burger, it was so gross.
It wasn't good, was it?
No,
Oh.
I'm never going back there.
Oh, really? Yeah,
disgusting.
I never would eat at that place in the States.
We'll never get a
either.
sponsor from them, but stuff them anyway. Don't like their food.
Is there fish and chips in America?
Yes, but it's probably more where you go. Like I feel like if you go to more coastal cities and more east
Yeah,
west coast
'cause-
where it's a little more fresh, it's probably more popular. But North
Fish?
Dakota, like I'm a big fish fan, and we go fishing. I go with my dad and stuff, but it's
Yeah.
not usually
You're getting
fish
your
and
bass.
chips. Yeah, we get that, and it's I don't know, typical
How we doing?
dish, but
Fish and chips is pretty big over here,
Yeah.
and you don't have
It
to be
is.
close to the ocean
yeah.
to have it as well. Like it's a staple in some people's Friday night takeaway.
Oh yeah,
No, seriously, it is.
that's interesting.
We had it a fair bit growing up.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
And we don't have Thanksgiving here either.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
Was Thanksgiving a big thing in your family?
100%. Yeah, I think it's big. It was always
Just
big for us
American.
growing up. Yeah, you just get the family together, and obviously you get to eat a bunch of good food.
Yeah.
And then they have football on all day,
Yeah.
so it's just you get the
Yeah.
day off. You sit there, watch football. You don't really move much.
Do you have a sport you like watching the most?
Ooh, I'm a big American football is my
Yeah.
that's my one. I think
Who
like
do you
diehard.
follow?
I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan.
I've got a jersey of
You-
theirs.
And a
let's-
shirt.
Hey, let's
Do you have
go.
a shirt or do we sell
Yeah.
it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's go.
But
yeah.
I think it's five or
Oh,
something.
Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it. Where did I get that?
Yeah.
I don't- I don't
Online
know.
for like
Oh,
8,
shit.
I like
8,
that.
Oh, yeah, you
I
did
like
get it
that.
up.
That's
Was it
awesome,
on-
actually.
Depop?
Nah, I don't know. But we're going to jump to a quick ad break and we'll be right back. Just want to say a quick shout out to our two brands, RKLS and Vintage Zip. You can find all of their items on our website, rklsclothing.com, or follow them on Instagram at rkls.clothing and at Vintage Zip.
And make sure to follow the Ear Motel by subscribing on YouTube or following on Spotify or Apple Podcasts to stay up to date to all the latest episodes. So let's get straight back into this episode. I have a question.
Yep.
Do you have who's the most like famous player you've played against?
Ooh.
Or have you been in the
That's-
same or trained the same together, same time?
That's tough. And honestly, I don't really know if I have one because I haven't really played. I've played against a couple guys that have made it to the NBA, but no
Yeah.
big name players, which is
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Like I try to think about all the times I've been playing, and
Or who have you played against?
in Spain I played against this guy Robert Swift. You guys probably don't
Robert
know who he
Swift.
is, but he got drafted 12th overall
Really?
in the NBA. But
What year?
then it was back in like 2004 or 5. So he had like a bunch of knee surgeries and stuff, and he was overplaying in Spain, but he was on the same team with like Kevin Durant on the Thunder team.
On that
Not when they made the finals though. He only played a couple years in the
Okay.
league because he had some issues or something like that. But
Yeah.
like so he was. That's probably the most.
You
known
played
guy.
against him?
Played against him.
Yeah.
Yep. He's like a big
Spain.
7 foot
was he good?
American guy. Not anymore. He was like probably 36, 38 and had
When you played against
when
him?
I played him. So
Yeah,
like he
right.
was past obviously
That's
past the
cute.
prime of his
Yeah.
career. and he
What
was-
position did you play in Spain?
I played like the 3.
Oh,
3 and
okay.
4. Yeah. So I was like a small forward
So
probably.
you weren't matched up against him?
No.
Oh,
It was
okay.
crazy. In Spain, all I did was pretty much shoot threes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
That's all right.
completely different than how I played this year, which
Yeah.
is
Shooting the minis.
yeah, which is what I'm more used to is playing in the paint a little
Yeah.
bit and down low. But
Oh,
yeah.
Aussie's a bit shorter than
Not necessarily. It just depends. Like on the team, I feel like we were a small team,
Yeah.
so they had me at the center. But a lot of the teams we play would have a guy that's 6'10" to
Yeah.
7 feet potentially. But
Yeah.
I feel like when I was over in Europe, they had a lot of tall guys, like a lot of 7-footers, and then they're.
Do you know what your vert is?
I actually don't.
No?
And that's one thing. Like, I have not tested that. No, probably not very high. I'm not gonna lie. I was not playing above the rim. That's for sure.
So we were talking about like Australian stuff before. What was like the most Aussiest thing you've come across?
Oh,
in
I
your
don't.
time being here?
I don't know. I think it's just weird. Well, first of all, just right when I get here, they put me in a car and I have to drive on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's just crazy to me. Like I had no idea. Like
Who picked you up from the airport?
Glenn
Yeah,
White.
Whitey.
So he drove us to Ballarat, and then we get there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll just have you guys hop in the car," and it's me and the other import Jack, and we
Yeah.
get in, and Jack's like, "You can drive." I was like, "Oh, okay," and
Well, you drove.
drove.
Oh, he didn't drive you back.
No, so he drove us to Ballarat.
Oh,
And we went to
yeah,
the
yeah,
we
yeah.
went to the stadium, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, "I'll let you guys drive.
He's the
You
work
can follow me to your place." I was like, "We're like fresh off a flight, and it's like a long flight, and I get on, and we're just hugging the left side of the road
Yeah.
because we're so used to being on the left side that it's just crazy."
Can
It's
you
just-
even do you have to have a license?
No, so if our American license works
Works.
over here, yep,
That's crazy.
which is crazy. I've had multiple people ask me, they're like, "Can you actually? Is it legal for you to be
Yeah.
driving out here?" And it actually is, which I was surprised
I wonder
about
if
too.
that's
But
the same for us, or
Well,
do we
when-
need a full
when,
license?
When I went there, I had to get a little like a permit from RSAV.
Oh,
Just like my license still works, but I just need this permit to drive here.
Yeah,
It was
right.
like $42 or something.
Yeah, whatever.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know, which is kind of crazy though. It was
Yeah.
just
Do you drive often around here?
I do, yeah. So
Oh,
they,
every
we
day
get
now,
yeah,
probably.
pretty
Yeah.
much every day, and now it's super similar. And then now when I go back home, I'm gonna be even
Weird.
more confused because I'll be
Yeah.
on the other side of the road again. So it's just gonna be a back and
Yeah.
forth the whole time.
Yeah.
So do you
Like-
feel like it's normal now?
I do. Like now I'm just like, oh, it's easy. I don't even have to think about it. I know the
Yeah.
first like couple months I was like, okay, Tyler, you got to drive on the left side of the road. Like
Yeah.
in my
Did
head
you
every time.
Did you
I'm
ever
like,
like at the start start driving on the wrong side of the road?
no, but I was in the car when Jack did one time, and I was like, hey, Jack, other side. He's like, oh yeah, just forgot like randomly, and it's just like natural to us. But
Oh, do you sit on the other side?
so we sit
Yeah.
on the other
Yeah.
side too. Yeah.
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 So I was getting used to that too, just getting
Yeah.
in and being on the driver's side or the passenger side. But
In America, they don't have like a lot of roundabouts, don't they?
no, and that's
Yeah.
the crazy thing, like especially where
That-
I'm at, like
Because there's a lot in Australia.
yeah,
Yeah.
a
Use-
ton of roundabouts.
Don't you have like what are they called? Like stop sign intersections where it's
Yeah,
just stop.
four-way stops. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just 4 stop signs and you.
So who
oh,
gives
it's
the
so
road away?
whoever gets there
First.
first, and then you just keep going. Like, but it goes around to like your right. I
That's-
think it is.
that's
You
a lot of
yield to the right, and then yeah.
Yeah.
Usually
Do-
they don't do it in super crowded areas for the most part, or else it'd just be
Yeah.
a mess. But
Wait, is there any roundabouts in America?
it's starting to become more common now.
Yeah.
Like as I was leaving, like I know where I was from, they were starting to put in a few more. Just that
Yeah.
it's so much easier to
Yeah.
do it that way. But yeah, it's crazy.
What do you think of our money? Do you think it's play money?
It's interesting. Yeah, like it's
Like
it's
Monopoly?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really thin. And the one thing that does bother me is that you guys use coins for $2 and $1,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I'm just like, when I try to put it in my wallet, it just takes up so much space instead of just being like just a
There's like
A
a little
no one.
$1 bill. Like
Yeah,
we do.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
You know what I hated about America? I hated going to like a gas station,
oh yep.
trying to get a snack for $2, but then I go and give them two $1
Oh.
bills, but it turns out to be like $2.20.
Oh, it's
Because of the,
'Cause the
that's
tax.
that's also the crazy thing out
Yeah.
here. It's so nice because you can go to the store
Yeah.
and you actually
Yeah.
know what you're gonna pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
In America,
so
it's-
dumb. Like
It's crazy, and it changes state by state. 'Cause
Yeah.
some states have taxes on certain things and not other things. So it's just, yeah, that is an annoying part. You'll be like, oh, you go to McDonald's and it
Yeah.
says $5, and then it ends up being like $5.60 or something. So you can't just go with a $5 bill. Yeah, it's.
that seems so hard.
I know it's interesting. They should just say like what it would be with
Yeah.
the taxes on there. But yeah, it's.
Probably because it sounds cheaper, and people probably
That's
think
true,
that it's
yeah.
like, oh, I'm only going to pay this much. Oh no,
Yeah, yeah.
but like you should realize every time.
I
It's
know.
like-
I,
yeah,
it's
that's
crazy.
silly.
You went to a couple AFL games.
I did.
Didn't you?
I did.
How was that? How did that?
It was
how-
cool.
yeah.
It was cool. The one I went to in Ballarat was cool.
Yeah.
That was the first one I went to.
Oh, you went to the Bulldogs.
Went to the Bulldogs Giants game.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And that was cool. That was
Yeah.
cool to see. And it was just kind of my first experience seeing that. And then I think a couple weeks later, I went to a Bulldogs game again
But
in Marvel. I'm
Yeah.
trying to
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Stadium, yeah.
Yeah, they won by a ton. I can't remember who they played. It was a couple weekends
Yeah,
ago.
I
man.
remember.
But anyways, yeah, it was cool.
Was there a big crowd there?
big crowd. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty big.
Was that
crowd.
against Richmond?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
who
it
we go
was.
for.
Oh,
We're
really?
the
Yeah,
Tigers.
yeah.
You
okay.
smashed us.
Yeah.
That first quarter
I know.
was bad.
Yeah.
I was watching that game actually
It-
at my mate's place, and I was like, oh no,
There was one guy that played.
Jamara.
He kicked like 4 goals in the first quarter.
Okay.
His name.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I used to play basketball with him.
Oh, really?
Little plug.
Yeah,
Oh,
his
that's
name's
pretty sweet.
Jamara Ugelhagen.
Oh, nice.
Still footballer now. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Went
Okay.
number 1 pick.
That's cool. It reminds me of like the stadiums, like when you go to Marvel,
Yeah.
and that reminds me of like a lot of the American football stadiums.
Yeah.
Like it gives me the same feel. for
Because
that.
the one you went to in Ballarat, that's a pretty small stadium.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was cool though. It's a cool atmosphere.
Well,
out
that's the
there, and you
biggest one
get-
in Ballarat.
Yeah.
Because like where I played footy, we don't have a grandstand.
They don't even
Oh,
have
really?
like seats.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually,
you just
You
lean
just
up against
stand.
the fence.
And then if you're
Really?
lucky, you can get your car on the fence too.
oh wow, there we go.
That's our
I
type
like
of
that.
tailgating.
I like
Yeah.
that. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I tell you what, it was so good. Sorry, I shouldn't even talk about.
No, you do.
When I used to play in under 18s, you'd always stay and watch the seniors game,
Yep.
and then you'd like pull up in your car on the boundary line, and you'd be just having drinks. And
Oh
it was
my
that
God.
good. Like you're just heckling as well. Like when someone laid a tackle in front of you, you would just start ripping into them, saying like, "Oh shit!" It was
Do
good
people
times.
for like the footy games? Do they tailgate? Like in
I
America,
don't know if you
like
necessarily call it tailgate,
Do you know what that means?
like cooking a barbecue or something.
Yeah.
yeah, like before
Nah.
games.
I don't-
Okay.
I have seen it done,
Yeah.
but not really. People just like pull their cars up to the boundary line,
Yep.
and then just sort of
You
like
just sit in the back of it and watch
Oh,
the
either
game.
sit in there
Gotcha.
or
Yeah.
But you don't really, cook up the grill.
Yeah, I feel like that's just huge.
Because that's
like,
big over there, yeah?
Big. Like you'll do it in the even the professional. They'll do it in the parking
Yeah.
lots before games. It's just like it's just a big party.
Yeah.
Like they'll
That's
they'll
cool.
block off certain streets where people can just have a big party. So like if I'm going to like a Minnesota Vikings game, the games are usually at 12,
Yeah.
and you'll show up at like you could show up at 9 and people are drinking, partying
In the
like,
parking
yeah,
lot.
just in the streets. Just it's crazy.
that is cool.
Yeah, they just
I don't think it's big enough here.
Well, you don't
maybe.
think footy-
Well, there's probably not enough space in
There's not
Melbourne.
enough. There's not enough parking around it because everyone just
Yeah.
catches the train there.
I get
Yeah.
I guess that's
Yeah.
true.
That's
That makes
the
sense.
issue. Because is your like, because your states where you have like your professional teams,
Yep.
do they like not really have, like, there's still a lot of room around like
it depends.
the stadiums?
Not really. So like when I would go to like a Vikings game, we stay pretty far away from the stadium and then take a train too. So we do public transportation usually. But
Yeah.
like, because if you want to park around there, it's just a mess. Because a lot of times
Yeah.
it's in the middle of downtown, and it's just there's not much room. But usually on game days they block areas off. So you can walk and do all those sort of things.
That's
so it's
cool.
not just like a bunch of traffic coming
'Cause-
through there.
Because here it's either you catch the train because
Yep.
there's no parking, or the parking is in like private car parks,
Oh, yep.
like under like hotels and stuff,
That makes sense.
and you can't like do anything in there.
Yeah.
or anything. So that's probably why it's like you can't really do it here.
That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like
What was your thoughts on the players not having any pads on?
it's interesting to me, like, because you grow like me growing
Yeah.
up, like you just watch American football, and you're like
Yeah.
everyone's got pads. Everyone. The
Helmet.
thing I
Yeah.
think is cool though is like people like if you don't have helmet and pads on, you're probably less likely to want to get hit in the head or hit somebody in the head.
Yeah.
Whereas like in America, people put pads on,
Yeah.
and I feel like they're just like we can do whatever and just
Well,
That's true.
Yeah,
the thing
that's
is,
true.
AFL has gone very, very soft recently.
really?
Yeah, because
Well, they're starting to look after like head concussions and that.
yeah,
Same in America
And-
now. It's
yeah.
getting
and like you can't like hit, not you can't hit someone, but like you can hardly like tackle people in football these days
Oh,
because
really?
you just get like a week, like you get suspended or you get so it's just getting a lot softer where it'd almost be like better for them to wear pads so they can hit each other harder
gotcha.
because like now they can't even hit each other
That makes
in
sense.
football.
And the same in the NFL. They're getting it's kind of getting softer and softer now. Just
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
for the concussion reason, same thing. Like
Mm.
anytime the quarterback drops back, like they want to protect the quarterback because it's
Yeah.
the most valuable position. So anytime they get like even touched in the head,
Yeah.
it's like a penalty and stuff too. So it's just like yeah, you can't hit anyone anymore, and we even have the pads on too.
Because I've watched on like YouTube videos where Americans watch Australian rules football and they just see like the highlights of
Yeah.
like people getting absolutely taken out
Yeah.
and like they're just on the ground like
Yeah.
knocked
Knocked
out.
out.
And it's like that doesn't happen really a lot.
yeah,
But that happened a lot earlier, like
That
maybe
makes
a
sense.
decade ago.
yeah,
Whereas now it's like if you do that, you'll be like you won't even be able to play.
that's
Like
fair.
if you hit someone that hard.
I
But
feel
that's
like,
the same
yeah.
when we watch NFL. Like we watch the big hits.
Yeah,
And I feel like, yeah,
but
yeah,
do
that
they
makes
still
sense.
do that? Like just beeline for someone and try to take
No,
them
and
out?
that's the thing. Now it's
Yeah.
getting
You can't
a
do
little
that.
more trying to protect
that's
people.
not-
So it's yeah.
It's not as good for
For the-
watching.
I know. I was gonna say for the casual fan, we're all about the big hits, but
'Cause
I guess for the
that's the
players,
same
it's
in
probably
race-
all right.
In racing, you want to see like cars crash.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Even
yeah.
though it's like bad for the player.
Yeah.
It is. It's in. Yeah. It's. obviously not good for them. But
No, as long as they walk away safe.
yeah, that's
we
true.
wanna-
That's true. Then they can,
Yeah.
then they can hit each other.
Now, you're a big LeBron fan.
Big LeBron fan.
He's
Yep.
made this very apparent with his time here in Ballarat.
Yep.
What's your top starting 5 NBA players all time?
Ooh. If we do a starting 5K, I'll go positions here. I think
yeah.
Positions.
at the point guard, I think as of now, I'm gonna go Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
like
think
that.
he's
Respectable.
Yep, I think he's great. At the 2, I'm gonna go.
Shoot the lights out.
I think I'm gonna go Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Got to put Jordan in there.
You
I'm
gotta
gonna
respect.
put LeBron at my 3.
Okay.
Okay, I'll put him at my 3.
Mhm.
The 4, I think I'm going Mr. Fundamental. I'm going Tim Duncan,
Timmy D.
Timmy D,
Tim
and then
D.
I think I got to go Shaq at the 5.
Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq at the 5.
Who's gonna
I mean,
beat him?
I mean, that one for me, like, there's a lot of those older guys that I
Yeah.
still respect and think are good.
Yeah.
But being a younger guy, like, for me, like, I barely got to watch Michael Jordan play
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
first place. So that's probably part of the reason I have LeBron
Yeah.
number 1. And I'm not, like, I think Michael Jordan's great. So if people think
Yeah.
he's number 1,
Yeah.
awesome. I'm just a LeBron fan. I just
Yeah.
grew up watching LeBron.
I remember we went on like bus rides early on at the start of the season, and there was like you and Max going
Yep.
at it for the MJ LeBron debate.
And we've been doing that since college.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, he hates LeBron. He's a Warriors fan.
yeah,
So he's
he
just,
loves
Oh,
Steph.
yeah.
loves Steph Curry. Loves, like, that's his favorite player. So we just go at it every time. And I was just, the Lakers beat the Warriors this year. So I was on him about that. So
Yeah.
No.
Who would you have?
What, top 5?
Yeah. I don't know
Ooh.
I know players, but I don't know all the players. Like, I would have
See-
thought KD would definitely be.
Yeah, I would probably say
He's good.
all the same. I'll swap Timmy out and put KD in there.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you can't go wrong with that either, though.
I mean, yeah, all the team, whatever
It's-
team you say is going to be good.
It'd be
Just-
so interesting to see
Yeah.
a team.
Do you
like
reckon
that
someone
play.
puts Russell Westbrook in there? Surely not.
I hope not.
No.
I hope not.
The brick. The brick.
Oh,
you got to show some respect, though.
Yeah, he does
he
play
is.
NBA.
I think he
Yeah.
gets very hated on for no reason. But
yeah, bro, his contract is shrunk. He's still on
Unbelievable.
millions, but like,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, just being on little 1-year deals now
Yeah,
compared to
it's-
max deals that he was on before.
yeah. So the World Cup's about to start. Do Americans get around the World Cup and like Olympics, or is it because like for
yeah.
Australia we idolize the Boomers, like
Yes.
we love watching them.
Yep.
We're like,
Well, we literally bring this podcast forward so you
Yeah.
can watch
Yeah.
the
Watch the
Boomers
Boomers.
play.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think it's cool when I come to a different country
yeah,
to see that. Like, even when I was in Spain, like, they get behind
yeah,
their
Yeah.
team like a lot because you're in a smaller country. Like, you really
yeah.
idolize that, and
that's
it's weird.
true.
So, like, for America, I think the World Cup probably not as popular. If you're a
Yeah.
basketball fan, you're gonna watch it and tune in because you want to see these
Yeah.
guys play. But like, overall, Americans probably aren't watching
Yeah,
this World Cup. And it's the one thing I've said too is our USA roster
yeah. it's
right
not
now
the
we're not
best.
we're not bringing the best guys.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
your thoughts on that, especially to the Olympics? If people just,
It's interesting
the best don't
'cause
want to play.
They do for the World Cup stuff. They always do this. They bring
Yeah.
probably not the top guys, but then for the Olympics, you're never sure who's gonna play. So
Does that
It-
frustrate you?
a little bit, like,
Yeah.
'cause, well, like for me, like I like watching the top guys play. It's
Yeah.
cool
Yeah,
to see
for
some
sure.
of these other guys.
and play
get time.
together as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it means more when I come over to a country like this, like
Yeah.
Australia, where you don't have like as many people as we do in the States. So then
Yeah.
when you put this team together, you're literally putting the top guys.
Yeah, well, they're like
Yeah.
all NBA players,
And they-
basically.
and they want to play.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool to see. Like, they really want to come back and put on for their
Well,
country. Whereas
Yeah.
Mm.
in the U.S., I feel like it might not mean as much
Yeah.
to someone if we
If you
we
don't,
win.
you get bagged out. That happened to Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
I know, I've seen all
Yeah.
that online and stuff too. It's crazy, but it's really cool to see. And I like
yeah.
being around you guys and guys that know some of these guys or have played against or
Yeah.
grew up watching them. It's cool to see. And now even me, I'm like, oh, I want to watch
Yeah.
the Boomers in the World Cup. Like, just being over here.
Did you see Josh the other day or no? Josh Giddey came
yeah,
to.
Yeah, to Ballarat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then crazy thing, me and Max were in Melbourne last weekend and we're driving
saw
on the
him out?
highway. No, we saw Joe Ingles right next to us.
Oh, really?
Driving on the highway. Yeah. It was like, we were in Melbourne. Yeah. We were just like, is that Joe Ingles?
Joe
Like, yep.
Jingles.
He could probably walk down the street and people would just think he's like some dad or something.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, you wouldn't think he's a basketball player. Hey, but now he's on my favorite NBA team now. Orlando.
Oh, you go for Orlando.
Orlando's my team. Yeah.
Really?
That's my team.
Always been? Or
Since I was a kid, because I was a big Dwight Howard fan.
fair
Well,
enough.
Dwight.
When he came, I know.
But that was when he was in his prime.
In
yeah.
his prime, and
Yeah.
it was they played the Lakers in the finals. My brother was a big Lakers Kobe
Yeah.
fan, so it was like a nice little battle back and forth. But yeah, I was always a fan of the big man. So like Dwight Howard, Kevin Love, Tim Duncan, those were always like my favorite players growing up.
What's your thoughts on McGee?
Oh, JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee.
Hey, I
Shaq the
thought
fool.
he has some of the best videos to watch.
He
He's some of the dumbest basketball plays, but
Doesn't he have like 3 rings now or something? Though?
yeah, he
has a lot.
bounced around and
Yeah.
got himself some
JaVale
rings.
McGee.
Oh, it's just a funny character.
He
Love
really-
that.
Oh my god, he's got the funniest highlight on Shaq and a fool.
Oh, it's so good.
Damn, what was I going to say? Yeah, World Cup. I feel like Australians don't always follow the World Cup, but we
No.
100% get around the Olympics.
Yeah,
Yes.
Olympics is big.
But I want on the
Olympics is coming to Australia.
no, it was Commonwealth Games.
No. I think
When?
in 2030.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
I think so.
I think
Don't
there's
hold me
one
to that, but
coming
I'm
to
pretty sure.
America soon too.
Yeah,
I think
I
it was
think-
one of the
What are we in now?
Olympics is on next year
in 2024.
It might be
yeah.
there.
Is one of
I'm
them's in
pretty-
America? I can't remember if it's that one or the 2028 ones. Or
I think it's
I
2028.
think- I don't know how many they have them. How many
Every 4
years?
years.
every 4 years is the summer ones, and then
Well, then it would be. Oh well, then I don't know. I can't remember.
yeah, I don't even know.
Skip.
Do you think the 2012 like London Olympic team
Yep.
with like LeBron, Kobe, KD, Melo,
Is that Redeem team that they did?
it might have been,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Or that might have been the year after.
Okay.
I don't.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about though. Yep.
Do you reckon that'd beat the dream team?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's tough. Like I want to say yes because I like LeBron and I like those guys, but that dream team is
Yeah.
I would probably pay a lot of money to see that matchup if you could see it.
Do you
but
think they would play harder, but the newer team would play like more skilled?
yes and no. I think like the Jordan era in that area was like getting to be pretty skilled. Like they're obviously very
Yeah.
skilled guys, but it was more from that toughness era. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
like it'd be different because the big guys I think would just want to be
Yeah.
physical and just
Yeah.
just beat you up. Whereas the new school guys, it'd be tough because the big
Yeah.
guys on those teams are shooting threes and
Yeah,
doing all
true.
that, where the big guys back then probably weren't doing a whole lot of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be in the paint.
So it'd be an interesting matchup
Do-
for sure.
Who do you think's like one of the best big players current time?
Ooh, in today's game, that's tough. Like, I'd like to say
Because you got like maybe Rudy Gobert, or you got Anthony Davis.
Nah,
Anthony-
Rudy Gobert's shit.
I like
He
Anthony
was
Davis.
like a best defensive player for like years on
yeah, but he's
years.
poo now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just.
Yeah.
I thought he was overrated. Like,
Yeah.
and I'd like to see the Timberwolves do well too. I think Karl Anthony Towns is a
Oh,
good
yeah.
big guy too, but it's tough because not a lot of guys play down low anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Anthony Davis when he first got in the league,
Yeah.
I liked what he was doing in New Orleans. Like he
Hmm.
takes people down low and can shoot threes a little bit, but trying to think like there's not a lot of
True big man.
true
like,
big men, which you can't really like in today's
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
You
it's
want a guy
different.
that can shoot a three a little bit
Yeah.
and spread
Yeah.
the floor, and it's
I mean, yeah, like the Joker is playing PG.
oh,
Oh,
he's
the
probably
center.
I guess that's
True.
probably my
Yeah.
favorite
True.
player to watch
He's
is the
unreal.
Joker.
because he's such a good passer.
And maybe then you go Joel Embiid is one that's probably
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
can dominate down low, but still
Can
shoot a little
threes.
bit. Yeah, which is crazy. Like he's just a big.
Do you have
dude.
any overrated players?
Yeah.
Ooh, overrated. I'd have to think about it a second.
Yeah.
Who do you guys got? Give me one. Give me an example if you got an overrated guy.
Well, I don't know. I haven't probably watched enough basketball to see. Because, like, I was going to say, I still think James Harden is a good player. And
That's probably one that I think's a little overrated right now.
yeah.
He's not no Houston
No,
James
but I
Harden
think-
no more.
Obviously, his career is amazing, and he
Yeah.
had some years where I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But I think all the antics now, it's like he
Yeah.
just seems like he won't.
Do you need him in your team?
I know, and it's like you can't tell. Like, do you want somebody on your team that
I think
might
that's
ask
his
for
issue.
a trade? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
Yeah, you might have just answered the question.
maybe.
Yeah, it's tough
That's who it
'cause
sort of came to my mind.
I think
a
he's
little bit.
talented. I mean, I don't know if he's.
Does he fit into a team?
Yeah,
sort of
that's the toughest
problem.
part. Like, he's obviously one of the best players probably
Yeah.
all time. Like,
Yeah.
he's up there, but it's
Literally.
just like now, like, do you want him? Do you want that headache? It's the same issue that with Kyrie Irving too.
Yeah.
Like, probably one of the
Yeah.
most talented players to ever touch a basketball, and then
Yeah.
he
Just
gets
the
on a
antics
team
and
and he
that.
wants to doesn't know if he's going to be there, and that's just tough to build around.
He's
a
partly
guy.
Australian, you know.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Oh,
he
Kyrie.
was born here,
Yeah.
Could he play on the team?
but I
Okay.
think he said
Wait,
no.
did you say you're at Orlando Magic?
Orlando Magic.
What did you think of the what year was the dunk contest? Someone he got robbed
Aaron
with
Gordon.
Aaron Gordon.
I thought he should have won it,
Yeah,
but
Wait, which year?
because it was two, wasn't it?
yeah, he lost.
To
the-
Zach Levine.
Twice, but then he also lost.
Oh, to
he
the
lost to
Miami
one.
Heat bloke, wasn't
Yes.
he?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that one was probably
That one was real bad.
when he
big.
jumped over Taco Fall.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
I think the Zach Levine ones.
were fair.
Yeah,
To
I
lose?
thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
Zach Levine. If you lose to him, great.
Well, he did,
Like,
I think, under the legs from half court. Oh no,
from half court.
That'd be
that'd be
ridiculous.
crazy. Yeah.
from the free throw line. I
Yeah.
think.
No, yeah, I think
Aaron
that-
Gordon not to win a dunk contest.
That's
is
where
ridiculous.
that's why he wears number 50 now, because
Oh.
he just gets 50s for the dunk.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh,
That was probably the best dunk contest
yeah.
Ever.
I've seen.
2015,
Yeah,
I
it
think it
was.
was.
It was crazy.
I
It was
can't
crazy.
believe it feels that long ago.
Yeah,
Because I feel like it doesn't feel that long ago.
and like
I know.
Kobe Bryant, like retired in 2016, and it sadly passed away in 2020, and like
2020.
that doesn't
That's
seem
crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, like it's already over 3 years ago now, but it just
I know.
feels
It
like
doesn't.
the other day.
I know, especially like those COVID years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it just like seems like that's just
The bubble.
it just
Yeah.
went away. At the bubble.
bubble.
It's,
Where were you during 2020 to
Oh, yeah.
2022? Because
Yeah. So that was part of the thing when I was done with Spain. I went to Spain in 2018, 2019. So then I had a couple injuries, just minor things that I had got some surgery on.
Mhm.
And so I was going to go back to the same team I played with, but was going to go back halfway through the year because I was
in what year?
This would have been 2019, 2020.
20. Okay.
So right before COVID happened. So
Yeah.
then I realized like the team was like, well, I had to get another little minor thing done. Nothing like major, but so this was like January sometime. They're like, yeah, we'll probably wait until the next season. So I was
Yeah.
like, great. Okay, I'll do something and just work out and all this stuff. And then COVID hit that coming up in like May, June of 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, what? Like, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, do I really want to like wait until this COVID thing? No one really knows what's
Yeah, no
going
one
on
knew
with
when it was
this.
gonna end.
And I don't like, obviously I don't want to go be in Europe and get stuck in Europe during
Yeah.
COVID. So I was like, all right, I'll just go and I'll just work. So I was doing, I worked in a bank for a little while.
A bank.
Because I had an accounting degree
Right.
Oh,
in
yeah.
college. So I was doing some banking and stuff like that and was like, oh, I'll just maybe move on with my career
Yeah.
and do that. And then I got approached to do basketball training like full time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, obviously, like I'd love doing that. So that's what I was doing. And
What
then
year?
This would have been,
Oh, for what year level? Like what
Oh,
type
so-
of coaching?
it would have been young kids,
Young
like
kids.
all the way to college, probably. So we did a
Oh,
variety.
yeah.
It would be like individual training. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
And
a training
So like a-
business, not like at a school.
Okay.
yeah. So they'd come in and do like
How
little
did you
45-minute sessions.
How'd you get that like offer?
So it got brought up that it was gonna pretty much through basketball connections. People just knew that I was back in town and not playing anymore, so they're just like, "Would you ever be interested?" Like
Right.
their business kept growing a little bit, so they're like, "Would you ever be interested in doing something like this?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I was doing that, and then got approached by. So that's pretty much been doing. I was doing that the last year or so, and
Yeah.
then got approached by Max, who I played college basketball with. He's like, "Would you ever consider coming to Australia and playing again?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I haven't really like thought much about it, but like, yeah, why not? Like, you can give the coach my number and we'll talk."
Yeah.
So then like Coach Luke hit me
Yeah.
up and like we started just having a back and forth.
Do you think it's crazy that like it can go from give a coach my number or like just talking like that and
Yeah.
now that's completely changed
No,
your
you're here
life?
for like
It's-
3 years.
It's wild, yeah. I thought about it for a long time because I'm like, I was 26 at the time. I'm 27 now. I was like,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it now because I don't really
Yeah.
have another
Yeah.
chance to do it. Like if I want to try to keep playing basketball, so I was like, I'll give it like I got this year. Let's see what happens. I told my
Yeah.
parents and everything that, and obviously like I'm super grateful. The year went really
Yeah.
well, and now I
Yeah.
got a little like longer term contract, which
Yeah.
is great because it gives me a little
Bit more
less stress
stability.
going into
Yeah.
next year. Like it's like okay, I got it figured out for the next
Yeah.
couple seasons at least.
Yeah.
So
And your body's feeling all right?
it feels good. Feels good. I mean, the nice thing is now we get a pretty big break. so then I can
Yeah.
take the needed time off. But for the most part, I'll just
So
try to
when
keep
did
doing
your
things.
season start?
It'll start
April.
April's the first games. March
Yeah,
is usually when you get really like probably ramped back up into
April.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro, we're only in, what are we in?
August.
Yeah.
August.
I'll probably come back here though January, February, and start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's a
Doing some
long
things.
break.
It is. It's
Yeah.
a condensed season because
Yeah,
they do it.
they condensed it even more this year,
Yeah, and they do
Why?
it because I think because of the NBL
so it doesn't
too.
overlap with the NBL.
Oh,
Yeah, because a lot of those guys play in the NBL 1 in their off seasons.
oh.
Yeah,
So they put, oh, okay. Do you have any ambitions to go past NBL 1?
yeah, I think that's well, coming into it, I wasn't really sure. I just wanted to focus on myself, have a good year out here. But now looking at it, it'd be awesome to try to get an NBL spot. But the hard thing about it is being an American, you only get a certain amount of import spots on those teams.
Yeah,
So it's obviously a goal for mine, and I'm going to keep doing the best I can and try to perform in NBL 1. But
So they
see what
have
happens.
yeah, they have.
spots in NBL, do they?
I think they can only have 3
Yep.
imports.
Yep.
Is there a point where you're not classed as an import? If like you've played enough time in
Nah.
No,
Australia?
until you get like
Like
an
citizenship.
yeah, that's
Really?
the only way you can
Yeah.
you can do it, and it's the same in Europe too. Anywhere you go, even
Yeah.
NBL 1, you can only have 2
2,
imports.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
So it's
Oh,
a little
okay.
tougher for some American guys to come over. Like you have
Yeah.
to, they really have to pick and choose who they can have as an import, and that's another thing we talked about earlier about kind of that stress of
Yeah.
playing. You only get 2 spots,
2.
and the team's taking a chance on you to perform for them. So it's interesting.
I guess that's both good and bad for a sense for growing Australian basketball in terms of like they're trying to keep it maybe still like with Australian people in the
100%.
sport, but then it might not be being the best basketball if we're not getting
Well, yeah,
imports.
if we could just fill it up with the Americans,
And
to
I
make
think
it better,
that's
but
any league.
Yeah.
Like, in Europe too, they want the same thing. Like, you don't want to
Yeah.
come to your local club team and there's
And not say
no
any
local
locals.
kids or
Yeah.
no even Australians. What if a team was just like, oh, I'm going to recruit
all
completely
Americans.
other countries?
Yeah.
And then it's tough because you're trying to also grow the support for the team. But if
True.
you don't have,
No one might
if
not want to
people
come.
and they don't see anyone that they knew
They know
growing up, it's
True.
kind of tough. So
Yeah.
I get why they do it. It just makes it a little harder, and you gotta
Well,
just
more
perform a little
strategic,
better.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Was that the
It's
same in
fine.
America? Like like having imports in American
Well,
teams?
NBA they can have.
whatever
Oh,
they
no,
want in
but like-
NBA.
college basketball?
Oh, that's no, they can
They can kind of
have as
do
many as
whatever they want. Yeah.
It just come down to scholarship.
Scholarship
money.
money, yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much is the
Yeah,
hardest
right.
thing
Hmm.
to do there. Yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the also thing in America, there's not really other pro sports
Yeah,
leagues for basketball. It's like NBA G League, which is the same thing,
Yeah.
yeah,
and then nothing. So it's like a lot of guys, if you don't make
Yeah.
NBA, they try to come overseas and
Yeah.
get a career over here. So
Yeah. right.
yeah, it's interesting.
If you weren't playing basketball, what do you think you'd be doing for that job? Do you reckon you'd
It-
be back at that?
I
Training?
think so. I really enjoyed it,
Yeah.
and that was probably one of my harder decisions to make because I'm like, I really enjoy what I'm doing, and I was like, if I come over and play basketball and it doesn't work,
Yeah,
I just kind of lost my job because obviously they have to move on and
find
fill the
someone else.
position and things like that, and it was great. So I think that's kind of what I would like to do, and even maybe when I'm done
Yeah,
with basketball is try to get into the basketball training. I just really enjoy being around the game and trying to
Yeah.
Yeah.
help kids out. I think it's awesome, and I think it's great. But also, I don't mind doing something with my accounting degree either. I know I worked in a bank for a little bit. I don't mind that type of lifestyle and being in an office and things like that. But I just thought being on my feet all the time and helping
staying
kids.
active.
Yeah, I just thought it was great.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, well, you've helped me out heaps this year as well because that's kind of my role to
Yeah.
get in the community here with basketball, and I've definitely used this guy a few
Oh.
times
For what?
for like coaching kids.
Yeah, so we'll go to schools or we'll do
Yeah.
little
Oh, yeah.
clinics,
Go to
things.
school,
It's
yeah.
great though because I think it's huge, and I think you've done a
Yeah.
great job this year because, well, a lot of those kids come to the games then,
Yeah,
which is great to see. Like you'll be like, oh, I recognize this kid, and it just
Yeah.
helps with community support.
And so you already sort of had that training like when you were back in America, so you sort of
Yeah.
already knew what to do.
yeah, because like sometimes I struggle to find good coaches, but then
Like he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
No, it's cool though because then it's interesting coming over here because just seeing how
Yeah.
what games you guys play and what games we played growing up and kind of doing a mixture when we
Yeah.
go to schools then. So it's It's cool. I like that. Yeah.
Because I've stolen your famous Tyler's clap game.
Oh yeah, see that one's
Tyler's
that one's
clap.
a
Tyler's
famous
clap
one.
game.
Yeah.
If he bounces the ball, you got to clap. If he doesn't bounce the ball, you don't clap.
Well, wait, what?
So then
why
if you fake kids out and they clap, they have
Yeah.
to sit down.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's kind of just a fun one.
Yeah.
Kids get behind
good.
it, and it's yeah.
I've taken it.
Yeah,
taken
and
it away
that's-
from your book.
That's when I've done, or all like my coach in
Yeah.
high school would do it all the time growing up. So then
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, that's perfect for kids, and yeah, it's been good.
I had
Yeah.
This is sort of off basketball.
Oh, that's
But
fine.
do you have any weird talents that the people might
Ooh.
want to know about?
Weird talents. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have anything. Well, I don't know if I have anything weird. I'm trying to think. I used
Something
to,
up through the
but
head.
no,
Weird there.
I was thinking I used to be big, like during COVID, into like drawing.
Drawing.
Yeah,
Oh,
so like drawing, but not like weird. Like I just draw like cartoons. Like I'd look at a picture of cartoons and just like freehand draw those.
Oh, that's cool.
Interesting. So that was just like a weird thing I kind of got into.
Yeah.
Not like, I don't know. Other than that, I don't think I have anything like.
Huh.
No party tricks.
Not really. No, I was trying to think if I had anything that would come to mind, but nothing.
What do you want to like do comics or something with your cartoons?
Not really. I just like, my dad would always draw a little bit, like just
Yeah.
random stuff, and then like I kind of when I was a kid, I would do it a little bit, like try to
Hmm.
draw sports
Yeah.
figures and stuff like that, and then
Just for
just
fun.
kind of just for fun. Just and it, I mean, COVID was such a weird time. I was just
Yeah.
like honestly just trying to pass some time. Like there's only so much you can do. I was like,
Are you much of a gamer?
I was.
Yeah.
I big Fortnite came out when I was in college.
Yeah.
So I got big into Fortnite. That was like I was all over that, just on the Xbox is when I was playing. And then I brought my Nintendo Switch out here
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and didn't play a whole lot, to be honest. I was just doing other things. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Were you into NBA 2K or?
When I was younger, I was a big 2K fan, and then I feel like a lot of time
It's the
like,
same game.
It's the same
It
game
is.
every time it comes out. So I'm like, do I really want to pay all that money just
Yeah.
to maybe play with one or two new players that are in the
Yeah.
in the game? So
Yeah.
it's like I stopped buying sports games, like
Yeah.
even Madden, which is the NFL
Yeah.
version.
Nothing
Like
changes.
it's the same thing. You buy it
Yeah.
year after year, and it's just
The same game.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
just I'm not gonna pay all that money, and I don't play
Yeah.
enough anymore to make it
Yeah.
worth my while.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Did you have, I had something that I forgot about.
About basketball. It was about sport. Or was it not about sport?
Oh yeah, college.
oh yep.
You got any like crazy or weird or funny college stories?
Ones that are
stick out?
acceptable to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing
I'm-
too crazy, but yeah.
No, I'm trying to think. Like, college is just an interesting time because
Yeah.
it's you're there, you go to class every once in a while, but then
Yeah.
it's just a interesting atmosphere. But we had probably the coolest thing we did is we had it was kind of a college town that we were in,
Yeah.
and it's they would do a really good like homecoming celebration. So homecoming is
yeah.
just like one of the football games, and you pretty much just have like parades and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just awesome.
Were you in a shared room in college?
My first year I was. So we did dorm rooms. Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
everyone my freshman year had to stay in a dorm. So I had a roommate and everything there. And then my second year I moved in with one of the basketball guys. It was a dorm technically, but moved
Did
in
you
with
get
one.
along?
We actually did.
Yeah.
Actually did. It was I really had no issues, but I know I had some other people that didn't get along with people, and just it's tough because you get paired with random people, so you're like
Yeah.
it's kind of scary. Like you've
Would be.
probably lived at home your whole life,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're moving
Living
away and
with
get paired with
random.
someone random, and you don't know how they're
Yeah.
going to be, what they're going to do. But
Yeah. I was lucky to get paired with one of the basketball teammates.
Oh, that's
right
super
from the
good.
start. So
Yeah.
it was pretty good.
that makes it a lot easier if you got,
Yeah.
especially if you're playing sports. Like
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing in college. Like for me, it's like you already have this group of people that you're probably going to be friends with,
Yeah.
so it makes it a lot easier just to go out and
Instantly
meet
have
people
some-
and not really, I don't know. Or else if you just go to college, it could be a scary thing if you
Yeah.
just show
Yeah.
up, and especially like you're leaving your country and
Yeah.
going to college. Like it's
I feel like
Could be
I didn't
intimidating.
get the college or uni
no.
experience because I went
Unis are
to.
so different here.
yeah, that's what I've noticed.
Well, I also went to uni in my hometown,
oh yeah,
so I just stayed at home
that makes sense.
instead of like staying on res.
On the campus.
Yeah, on
Gotcha.
the campus.
Gotcha.
So I feel like I didn't really get to like sort of fully indulge in like that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that can make a big difference. Like
Yeah.
when you have to go live on your own, and
Yeah.
like I think it makes it.
Like I wish if I could have that time back, I feel like I'd want to like stay in Melbourne
Yeah,
and stay on res or something.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
I go to uni now here,
Yeah.
and like I literally drive to class,
Yeah.
have a 2-hour class, and then I drive home.
Yeah.
Really?
That's it. I don't
So is it big over here, or is it not as big as
like university.
Yeah, do a lot of people go to university out here?
I'd say it still is big to go to
I w-
uni,
I wouldn't know the
but you're not
percentage
going there
coming-
for sport. You're going there
Yeah,
for
see,
just
that's
the
the
degree.
that's the
Yeah.
interesting part. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird.
But that's just because we do sports through clubs and that, not
And then I guess that's everything's through schools in
yeah.
America.
Yeah, it's I don't know what the percentage would be coming out of high school of like how many people go to university.
I'd say it's what 30, 40?
Yeah,
I don't know because people either
Gap year.
get a trade where they're like
Yes.
a plumber or a Sparky or some sort of trade, or they should go to uni or something.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know.
You just said some lingo there. Have you picked
That's-
up Aussie lingo?
I was going to bring that up earlier. I was like, that was
Trading.
probably one of the
Well,
big-
Sparky.
Sparky.
the big shocks too. Is just
Yeah.
different words for things, and it's just that's been one of the biggest thing. I'm trying to think. Like,
Because I
obviously-
remember when we were teeing this up, you were like, "Yeah, just a good time in the Arvo." I'm like,
See,
"Man,
I
this guy just used
I
Aussie
try
lingo."
to throw it in every once in a
Yeah.
while if I'm
The
talking
cheeky
to people
bugger.
because I know what it like. I know.
Do you know what yeah nah means?
No.
That's correct.
Oh.
Yeah
Interesting.
nah
Oh.
And nah,
okay.
yeah.
or nah
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So whatever you end in.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Nah yeah means yes.
And I'm trying to think of other ones
Yeah,
like
nah
you guys. Esky, we call it a cooler.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You guys like breakfast, brekkie, like you guys just shorten a lot of things.
Yeah. And chuck a
what-
Y or an O on the end.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Are nicknames big in America?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we.
Do you know the saying, I'm not here to F spiders?
I've heard it a few times now. Our coach would always say that too. Luke would say that all the time. But no, I'm trying to think what other ones I had. Like for drinks, like stubby holder. We
Yeah.
call them koozies.
Oh, the
Koozies,
koozies.
yeah.
the
koozie.
koozies. Yeah, I remember when I,
I think
said
we
that.
say koozies sometimes. too.
Sometimes, but not
but
probably
I don't
that
think
often.
I don't think we have another name for it. Like it's just
Yeah.
I think yeah, we
koozie
call
or
it a
nothing. Yeah, we
stubby
got-
holder.
yeah.
Yeah. What else is there? Like,
I'm trying to think.
have you got onto Vegemite or nah?
I tried it and it wasn't terrible. I just I'm bringing some home for my
The
parents
family.
to try. Yeah,
Is
so I'll
it?
bring those and some Tim Tams and
As long
Shapes?
as you,
shapes. Yep, bringing those two. Those are elite. I'm a
as,
big
as
shapes
long
fan.
as you get a lot of butter and just a thin amount of Vegemite,
Yeah.
it slaps.
That's fair. Is it like? Do you guys eat it?
I
Yeah.
have it every day.
Yeah, okay.
In the
That's
morning,
fair.
every day, Vegemite
Yeah.
on toast
That's fair.
before work.
That's fair.
Are you a cereal guy or are you a toast guy?
Ooh, probably more toast than cereal. I'm not a
Yeah.
huge cereal fan, but
Yeah.
usually just eggs and toast in the morning is what.
Eggs and toast.
Yeah, that's what I go to.
What would be your go-to cereal?
Oh, like
'Cause
American
cereal-
brands?
Yeah.
Sorry, I love the I think it's called cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, that's elite.
That's so
elite.
good.
Elite.
So good.
I was probably Lucky Charms or
Yeah.
Frosted Flakes were my
Oh, the old frosted
go-to.
flakes.
Yeah, go-to as a kid. I'd say.
Yeah, the Lucky Charms, the marshmallow. The
Oh
marshmallows.
yes, yeah.
But they're not really marshmallows.
No, I don't really know
Yeah.
what it is. It's just
That shouldn't be breaky food.
some sugar. Is
What
pretty
about
much
a
some sugar.
s'more?
Oh,
Have you had many fires here in Australia? Like bonfire or something?
a couple,
Yeah.
but that's different. Like in America, everyone does s'mores. Like you go, yeah, you could little marshmallow
Yeah,
over the fire.
Yeah.
But we
Graham cracker,
just do
chocolate.
marshmallow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like just have marshmallows.
Graham cracker.
Yeah.
Graham cracker.
What is a graham cracker? I know it's like a biscuit. Well, we call it a
I
biscuit.
don't even know what it like actually is. Yeah, it's good. It would be like a biscuit, but it's like
Yeah.
If I said the
Kinda-
word chips, what comes to your mind?
potato chips.
Potato. Is that a cup?
They're like a
potato- like a
crisp or
Lay's.
Lay's.
Yeah, like
that
that.
what you're thinking?
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you
yes.
call French or fries?
Yeah, fries.
fries.
Like yeah,
What do we call them? I think we
Chips.
call them chips as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really.
yeah. Which
say
I
fries.
I like knew that just through like
Online or?
yeah online like
Yeah.
movie stuff or different like online stuff. So I knew what it was. It's just like in America you'd never hear like if someone gets fries it would never be
Yeah.
chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we call like what were our shapes like what would you call those?
Shapes.
Biscuits.
Yeah, like we call them crackers. Like
Yeah.
so we get like we don't have like biscuits. We'd think more of like I don't know. We don't really have
Yeah.
like a,
A
biscuit.
biscuit. A
section.
biscuit's this what you have for breakfast, right?
Yeah, it's
The
like a little like
scone.
a roll kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They got that white gravy.
It's
I don't
like
know about it.
Biscuits and gravy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You like it?
I
It's so
I love
weird.
biscuits and
Yeah,
gravy. Yeah,
I don't know. I had
How
it
is
once.
that a
and that was
biscuit?
enough.
I know. I don't
I don't know.
like. Yeah, when I think about it, like actually, I don't know why it's called that, but hey, that's just.
Do you have a favorite meal that your mum makes or your dad makes?
Oh, My dad, he does this when we go fishing. He coats it in like these breadcrumbs and then fries it, and it's
Wait,
elite.
I made a chicken the other day.
Fried
I made fried
He said
chicken.
I made a chicken.
I made fried chicken the other day, and it slapped.
Oh,
like,
really?
I cut breadcrumbs up.
Oh.
That just reminded me of it. And
Oh.
bro, back me up. You had something.
It was
It was
good.
unreal.
Oh,
It
that's
was
awesome.
good.
That's
It was
awesome.
good. Took too long to cut up, but
I want to just touch on chicken burger or chicken sandwich.
Ooh.
what's a chicken
Chicken.
sandwich?
I'd go chicken sandwich.
Yeah, Americans call it.
We don't
chicken
call
sandwich.
it chicken burger. Yeah.
Don't you call?
No such thing as a chicken burger
No.
in America.
Like it's who has the best chicken sandwich. Like what fast food place has
Yeah.
the best chicken sandwich is like
Yeah.
the big
But
talk. yeah.
Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
I think Popeyes is my chicken sandwich for sure.
What? Because we call a sandwich like 2 pieces of sliced bread
Yep.
with your meat and your
Yeah.
and salad or whatever in between. But you're saying a sandwich is like what we call a burger.
Well, only for chicken though, which doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. Like if we did the same thing, so
With
if
a
we
meat
ordered
patty.
with a meat patty, it's a burger.
Yeah.
But if
Oh.
it's
Chicken.
chicken, we call it chicken sandwich.
Oh, I
for
had a
some reason.
lot of
Ah, that's weird.
arguments. I won't even call them debates. I'll call them arguments with Americans when I was
Yeah,
there in college.
It's crazy because like if you actually like we did here, just if you break it down and
Yeah.
explain it, it's like it shouldn't be a sandwich. It should be a chicken burger. But it's I
What do you-
don't know what the
What do you call a Subway footlong?
a sandwich.
A sandwich. Yeah, I think-
Subway
ah,
sandwich.
we just call it a sub.
Yeah, or a
I mean,
footlong.
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean that's what people say. But like if we
Yeah.
it'd
Jimmy,
be like
Jimmy
oh,
John's.
Jimmy John's, like
Yeah.
you'd say I'm getting a sub, like
A
getting
sub,
a sub,
yeah.
or
Or
a
a
sub
sandwich.
sandwich is what we'd say probably. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Subway's not bad. You'd get a lot of Subway when you were
Back
doing
in the day,
basketball. and
back
stuff.
Yeah, I
That's
feel
what
like
I had
that's
before or after basketball.
I feel like that's huge in basketball. I mean, even in the
Subway,
States, we
yeah.
just quick and easy.
'Cause
You
you-
just go to Subway and it's somewhat
You
healthy,
feel
probably.
better eating it than
Yes.
or
than
something.
Macca's.
100%.
Or
Yeah.
Mickey D's, we should be saying.
Is Subway different over there compared to here?
Maybe a little, but for the most part, I'd say for the most part, pretty similar.
Similar?
Like not a lot of.
What have you had Subway recently? Or not really?
Maybe in the past couple months, but not.
What bread are you getting?
Oh, I'm trying to even remember what. I think I just went with like the classic wheat bread or something, or
Oh,
like
not
multi-grain
the-
or something. I don't
not
know.
Italian
the-
herbs and cheese.
Yeah, not the Italian herbs
that
and
one's
cheese.
elite though too. I'll
Yeah.
switch it up. Yeah, it
That's-
depends.
I think
Depends on
that's
what
what
I
we
get.
always get. I
Yeah.
think that's what we always get. That's good.
Yeah.
That is good stuff. That's 100%.
Well, that's about all we have planned for it.
Sweet.
How was that for the debut podcast?
Hey, that was good.
was good.
Appreciate it, my guys. That was
Well,
great.
we've
I'll
loved
get
having
in
you
some
on.
of that.
Yep. Yep.
We've loved
Everyone-
having you on, and hopefully, for those that are still listening this far, have enjoyed your story and
Yeah.
to learn a bit more about you. And well, we're excited to have you back for the 2 years playing
Hey,
basketball.
I
here.
appreciate
so,
that.
So yeah, well,
Yeah.
Thank you
Hopefully
for-
you can watch these two players play. I don't know. Or definitely you.
Yeah.
What? What?
Nah,
Hopefully
nah.
you'll get it. I'll get a go out there.
We'll see. But yeah, make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow along on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And
Do you want to shout? If
yeah,
you
you
want
wanna-
to shout
any
out, you
shout-outs?
can.
No, I just shout out you guys. Appreciate you guys for having me on. No, it was great, and I enjoyed our little talk. So
Yeah.
it's awesome. Subscribe to the Ear Motel.
yeah, clip that up. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for staying and listening.